Right, so UFC 295 wrapped up last night, and that card was unbelievable. Prelims were solid throughout, about what we mostly expected, except for that Jared Gordon KO. That was crazy. We all got to put some respect on Paddy Pimblett's chin now, I guess, because Marco Madsen just got dusted up in the first round. That was insane. Nazim Sadikov and Vyacheslav Borshov just went to absolute war. Vyacheslav Borshov got demolished in the second round after looking really good for the first round and a half. And then after that really rough round where he ended up getting 10-8'd, he fought back for that draw in that third round, put it on Nazim, gave him everything he could handle, and Nazim's chin, that dude is as durable as possible. He was eating huge combinations to the head and the body and just kept walking forward. That was crazy. Well-deserved fight of the night. Mateusz Rebecki got a predictable win over Roosevelt Roberts. Unfortunately, my man Roosevelt Roberts he's got it tough, man. Got a short notice fight signed up against this monster from Poland. Ended up getting subbed in the first round. It's rough for my man. Took a really close decision loss on the Ultimate Fighter, unfortunately. So I don't know if they're going to keep Roosevelt Roberts around for another fight. Probably not, but it sucks. It sucks for him. Lupi Godinez got a really nice decision over Tabitha Ricci. She just looks a lot better on the feet. Takedown defense-wise, just improved in all areas every time she seems to fight. It's just a little improvement every single time. One judge gave it 30-27 Tabitha Ricci, and we're going to talk about that judge later. He had another crazy scorecard later on. Steve Erceg looked really good against Alessandro Costa. Since this dude made his debut against David Dvorak, he's looked like a top-tier flyweight since then. I'm excited to see where he goes later on, who they match him up with. They got to give him somebody ranked now. I can't remember if Alessandro Costa was a short notice opponent. It has to be. He beat David Dvorak in his debut. I'd like to see him fight somebody maybe right around rank 8 through 12, I would think would be solid for Steve Erceg. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to Diego Lopez versus Pat Sabatini. Diego Lopez is crazy. This dude went out there, was swinging. He was trying to kill Pat Sabatini from the second this fight started. He ended up defending a shot from Pat at one point, just pancaked him onto the mat. And as they were scrambling back up to their feet, Diego Lopez landed some crazy shots as Pat was trying to get back up to his feet. Pat was wobbling, Diego just swarmed him. It was crazy. First round TKO for Diego Lopez. This dude's a problem. We got to give him somebody in the rankings next, for sure. And next up, Benoit Saint-Denis got that first round head kick KO over Matt Favola. This dude is insane. I'm happy that Benoit's finally going to get a ranking next to his name. There's a lot of exciting matchups for him going forward, considering he's stuck in the middle of the shark tank that is the lightweight division. Yeah, I have no clue what they do with Benoit Saint-Denis next. He called out Justin Gaethje. Good fight. More than likely not going to happen, though, sadly. He'll probably get somebody like a Jalen Turner in his next fight, I would think. Next up, I was super wrong about this fight. Mackenzie Dern was getting pieced up by Jessica Andrade in this fight. Not the whole time, though. Mackenzie Dern actually looked pretty explosive on the feet early on in the fight. She was landing some big shots on Jessica Andrade, and it turns out Jessica Andrade just still got that chin. I guess she just did not see that shot coming from Yan Xiaonan at all, the one that put her out in the first round in her previous fight. And yeah, Mackenzie Dern came out there looking confident. She came out there looking like she knew Jessica Andrade's chin might be compromised, so she was just throwing huge shots in the pocket trying to knock her out, and Jessica Andrade was eating every single one of them and throwing something back way harder. So it looks like Jessica Andrade's fight style of taking one to give a way harder shot back is still viable in this division. Yeah, Mackenzie Dern got dropped like 4 times in total in the fight. It was crazy. The last knockdown like flipped her 360 onto the mat. She was on her head with her feet in the air at the end of the last knockdown. It was crazy. Great win for Jessica Andrade. I don't know where she goes from here. She's fought almost everybody down at strawweight. I have no clue who she fights next. Next up, we've got Tom Aspinall KOing Sergey Pavlovich in the first round. There was a crazy scare early on where they They both jumped into the pocket, threw a combination at each other. Sergey threw one extra shot. It was a big left hook that snapped Tom Aspinall's head back, and he ate it well. A lot of people were questioning how solid Tom Aspinall's chin was going to be in this fight, and that got answered a little bit with that big shot that he ate from Sergey. Tom just stayed calm, cool, and collected, kept moving around the cage, throwing low kicks, kept moving around, keeping Sergey off balance with his more flat-footed style, and then circled off to his left, jumped into the pocket with a big 1-2 that wobbled Sergey, hit him with another 2 behind the ear. Sergey went down, a couple of hammer fists, and that's the end of the fight. Tom Aspinall this dude's a problem. Not only does this dude have really solid technical skill, but he's also a powerhouse on the feet. That big right cross from him it's a nightmare punch for anybody in this division. A lot of us, including me, probably should have seen this coming with the way he put down Marcin Tybura, who's not known for getting finished at all. Dude's pretty durable, and the way he went down so easily from Tom Aspinall should have been a warning sign that Tom Aspinall could win this fight on the feet. And yeah, Tom Aspinall's the new interim champion. I don't think Jones or Stipe, whoever wins that fight, is going to end up fighting Tom Aspinall. They're probably going to end up just retiring after the fight. Tom Aspinall will be promoted to the undisputed champ after that, most likely. That is if Tom Aspinall doesn't get forced to defend his title against Cyril Gane or Jailton Almeida. Both those guys seem to be calling him out at the moment, so we'll see which one of those fights materialize. And then on to the main event, Alex Pereira and Yuri Prochazka. This fight was filled with crazy tension throughout it. They were both getting really close with a lot of big shots. Both of them, even Yuri and Alex landed a few big shots early on. Alex Pereira landed a big right low kick that sent Yuri flying off his feet. That was crazy. Seemed like Yuri's left leg was getting compromised a little bit. He kept switching to southpaw every time he would get kicked. After about the second or third low kick he took on his left leg, Alex Pereira ate a big combination up against the cage at one point. I think it was late in the first round or early in the second round. I can't remember. And then at one point in the second round, Yuri started getting way more aggressive. Felt a little bit more comfortable pushing Alex back and got him pinned up against the cage, and he got timed by Alex eventually. Alex landed that big right hand counter followed by the left hook. Yuri fell down because of course it's Alex Pereira's left hook it's ridiculous. Super short shot too. If you watch the replay, his elbow is basically still tucked in when it lands. It's absurd. Yuri crumbles down to his knees, grabs the legs to try and secure a takedown or just close the space so he can have some time to recover, and Alex starts blasting some Travis Brown elbows from down there. Yuri goes limp for a second and the ref calls it. Seems a little early. Yuri did say after the fight that he was basically out. I didn't see it. People were saying Yuri went over to sit down in his corner like it was the end of the round. I don't know. It didn't look as bad, but as we all know, Yuri has some insane recovery and some insane will. But if Yuri says he was done, he was probably done. So congratulations to Alex Pereira. Dude is a 2-division champion in the UFC now. 2-division champion in Glory Kickboxing. That is an insane accomplishment. That's probably not going to happen again. Somebody becoming a 2-division champion in another combat sport, transitioning to MMA, becoming another 2-division champion in that sport. Especially around like Alex Pereira's age, in his like mid-30s. Crazy accomplishment. I think we all know where Alex Pereira goes from here. He's going to fight Jamal Hill. Sweet Dreams was in the crowd. He's making a call out, saying he's the real champ. And I don't know how that fight's going to go. I feel like it might be a better matchup for Alex Pereira than Yuri, just because of Yuri's really unconventional style, and that just making the exchanges a little more awkward, a little more difficult to predict for Alex Pereira, who's used to a lot of conventional striking styles from his time in kickboxing. And since Jamal Hill's primarily a pretty standard southpaw kickboxer on the feet, I feel like that might be a rough matchup for Jamal Hill. We'll see. We don't exactly know where Jamal Hill's offensive grappling is at. We've not really seen him attempt to out-grapple somebody in a fight. We've seen him use it mostly defensively, so he's most likely going to have to bust that out against Alex Pereira. We'll see. And yeah, that basically wraps up my thoughts on the card. Insane main card, nothing but KO TKOs prior to the third round. It was a crazy card, one of the best main cards of the year. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Next up, we'll probably look at some stat changes to make after this card. We haven't done that in a while. We'll go ahead and get back into that next up. So until next time, I'll see you then. Thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it as always.